Hello and welcome back to BannerKings, and we're in a battle. Yes, we're in another battle because we are wanting to continue waging war against the Sturgeons. These guys, there's two vassals here, by the way. They don't have particularly strong armies here. However, one thing that I want to do in this episode is I want to try and see if I can upgrade my helmet. Obviously, that's something I still haven't done. I wanted to do that in the previous episode, but well, it kind of slipped my mind a little bit, as you might expect. But otherwise, we also want to upgrade our weapons, or at the very least, I want to upgrade my spear. That's going to be a pretty important thing to upgrade because, well, that's the primary weapon for me right now. I'm literally using that almost all the time. I will probably not be using it in a siege, for example, because I think that's probably going to be ill-advised. But I would like to use it pretty much every other time, and let's face it, I don't know how soon we're going to be entering a siege, but it's more than likely we're not going to be entering it for quite some time. Very much depends. As I say, BannerKings has much slower gameplay, and it is indeed much more like, you know, a grand strategy experience, I guess, more than, I don't know, more than, I don't even know whether to really call it a simulation. It's more, I don't know. Because that's the thing, what can you actually quantify Bannerlord as? Is it an action RPG? Can you quantify it like that? Is it an action simulation RPG? Is it something like that? Because I wouldn't say that it's grand strategy. At least from my perspective. Maybe people would. Maybe people would say it's grand strategy. But I personally don't really count it as grand strategy because I actually understand it, first of all, to a certain degree. Some of the time. And, you know, most grand strategies just go over my head. So, it depends. It depends. I don't know. But there you go. Look at that. 30 influence. That's exactly the reason why we actually wanted to get that perk in that charm skill tree that we got in the previous episode. It is amazing to do that. Now we're going to go on and we're going to see if I can actually find a town to sell these prisoners to. And we're having a slight bit of an issue here. As you can see, we actually have the, I think that's the Lord of the entire thing. I actually don't know who the Lord of Sturgia is. How do I check that actually? Because I don't know what they're called now. I guess we should probably take a look. These guys? No, it's Ragenvad. It's Ragenvad. So who's this guy? It's just some random guy that's running around with 222 troops. This guy's pretty harsh, isn't he? Yeah, he's pretty harsh. Anyway, we're going to actually fight this guy because he was after one of our caravans. Obviously, there's basically like I am. I'm after their caravans almost all the time. But we're going to go in for an auto-resolve on this guy. And then we're just going to basically move on straight away. I just want to take the stuff, get out of there as soon as possible. And then get over into, I went the wrong way. That maybe is going to bite me. That might bite me. And no. Okay, no, we're fine. We're fine. All right. Yeah, I was a little bit worried there for a second. I thought to myself, yeah, you know, I'm going to have some issues. But oh, look at that. We've actually got our forces here. Our forces are right there. That's very surprising that the guy just wanted to walk right past them. That is always really strange to me, but I guess that's just how it goes. Anyway, we've got some stubborn cows here. We've got some tools and other stuff that is not really going to be super useful here, but I'm going to sell the fine grain, quality grain, sell that, sell the fish. This fish can literally sell, well, you can buy it for an insane amount. Well, should we say insane as in cheap. You can buy it for a very cheap amount in places like Kuyas and various other places like that for a very small amount, like 9 or 10 gold per one. And in this case, well, I don't really need to worry about it. Why is this guy after me so much? It says he's just patrolling, but it feels like he's after me, like very specifically targeting me, but maybe we should say hi. Alright, so I'm hugely recruiting here at this village, mostly because I really do want to go in against this guy in just a moment, and I think it may be a bad idea. Because he has significantly more troops than I do. And he also has... Are you serious that he's got people helping him? Who's actually helping him? Because, yeah, I thought that she would actually... Oh, wait, no, it's because they're in the army. Okay, yeah, never mind. I was being a bit dumb there. All right, anyway. Let's see if we can do this. I'm a little bit worried about this, actually. I'm a little bit worried about this. I don't know whether we can do it. I guess we'll try it. I mean, it doesn't look that bad, so maybe the tier of their troops is going to be low enough that we'll be able to prevail, or maybe we'll just be okay because we're going to be fine from from a strategical perspective. I don't actually know, but we're just going to do the standard thing that we usually do, where we're just going to move our infantry into the front, archers behind, going to tell our cavalry to go into an auto-delegate, same thing with the horse archers. Oh. That was not good. I actually don't know if my forces can actually win this without me. Can they? I don't think I get that many kills. So I think they probably can, right? I don't think I really do much. But I don't really want to die if I can help it, because you know, it would be kind of fun to stay alive and actually you know, see what we can do. But obviously the archer, what are these archers doing? What are these archers doing right now? They're doing some really weird stuff, because they are literally just running right into a lot of the opposing forces, i.e. mine, and they are indeed just getting themselves absolutely massacred. I don't know why they would do that, but who am I to say, right? Who am I to say? I feel like they should do whatever they feel is necessary, and if they want to do that, then I am more than happy to see that happen. Okay, so yeah. Just gonna tell my guys to charge in, I guess. Tell my infantry to charge in. I'm gonna tell them to auto-delegate. Yeah, auto-delegate says they should charge, so why not? I mean, auto-delegate's not usually correct about pretty much anything, with the exception of commanding cavalry and stuff like that. But it does reduce the amount of micromanagement that one has to do. So I actually kind of prefer putting them on that, because otherwise I'm gonna forget them somewhere, or they're going to do some random stuff that I don't really want them to do. But what is this guy's cavalry actually doing right now? As you can see, they seem to be just standing here in a corner. Feels like the AI has failed them quite dramatically here, because my forces are completely destroying them 6 ways from Sunday. And the enemy's cavalry is not having any impact whatsoever. Look at them. They're literally just standing there. They're not doing anything. So that's the reason why we're going to win this. Because before that, we were going to have some issues, in my opinion. If these guys had actually been... Well, that kind of hurt, but I kind of deserve that, considering I didn't have my shield up. I was kind of becoming overconfident at that point, but you know, it doesn't really matter nevertheless anyway, because we have won this almost 100%. There's nothing that these guys can do unless their cavalry is all of a sudden some kind of superhuman fighting force. No way, you know. We're not talking about the Blood Angels here. No, we're not talking about them. They are certainly not going to be able to do anything, as you can see, and we've won that just purely because the AI sucked. And that was it. There you go. Nicely done. I mean, I think that was nicely done, mostly because we actually did a pretty decent job, you know, notwithstanding the AI being super weird about things. But there you go. Do we actually gain influence for letting these guys go? No, we don't. Okay, never mind. I was thinking to myself, why did I just gain 79 influence? But no, that was literally just from the other things. That was literally just from winning the actual battle. So, yeah. Anyway, what I'm going to start doing now, and Iria is actually here as well. I'm going to attack her just because I want to fight her and then let her go. Because that's going to get me... Well, it's going to get me additional stuff, which is going to be funny. Look at that. 2 skill points for just letting her go. That is really funny. Anyway, we've got some thrown skill here. 40% damage to mounts with throwing weapons, or 10% damage while using throwing weapons as melee. However, if you are the captain of your infantry or your archers, you do gain 15 control, 15 vigor skills for each one, which could be potentially useful. It depends on if my forces have thrown weapons. Do they have thrown weapons? I guess maybe they do. I'm not really going to be hitting that many mounts, I suppose. Maybe? I don't know. It very much depends. Maybe I will. Anyway, we're just going to be doing a little bit of an upgrade system there. And otherwise, that was remarkably simple. As I say, I think they messed up just because the AI was just screwing them over in some way or another. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, there you go. And otherwise, there we go. We can now go back in here. I don't even know. Oh yeah, one thing I want to do. Let's check for a spear, shall we? Okay, look at the... Okay, can I just ask something real fast? You see what's happening here? You see what I'm actually using right now? I'm using a bent, jagged spear. This is an absolutely, by all intents and purposes, terrible weapon. However, if you take a look at the difference between this and the balanced Imperial Iron Spear, almost every single thing is worse. With the exception of the length. The Imperial Iron Spear has a greater length, but that's it. Everything else about it is just awful. So I'm actually wondering right now, what is actually going on with this stuff? Because from my perspective, this seems super weird. I don't know why this would be the case. Because why does the bent jagged spear, why is it weapon tier 5? It's a tier 5 weapon. I don't know. I'm very earnestly asking right now, why is that happening? That seems super strange to me. I don't know why. I could try using a different spear. Like I could try using this, for example. This is okay. I mean, it's got less handling, as you can see. It's got more length, but that's pretty much it. And everything else is kind of sucking. The Masterwork short, simple Raider Spear is terrible too. All of this is absolutely terrible in comparison to this really bad-looking spear that I got a bunch of time ago. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that, but I don't know. I'm not sure if there's something I'm missing about it. There probably is something I'm missing about it, but anyway, let's have a look at the reach of this thing. Now, this is good. I should probably use this mace, actually. But this one has better length, so I'm going to use that. This is really strange, actually. I feel like this is super weird. Anyway, yeah, what we're going to do is I'm going to use the... Oh, yeah, which one did I want to use now? This one, right? The Wide Leaf Spear. I will use the Wide Leaf Spear and see how that actually... performs. And we're just gonna lock the bent jagged spear because I feel like this one is going to be insane. I feel like this one is going to be super good still, but everything else that I have so far seen is looking so bad. I don't understand. Maybe I'm not understanding it correctly. Maybe I'm misunderstanding something. I don't know. But all I can say is that we're just going to sell absolutely every single thing we can get here. I want to get a closed helmet. Is that a closed helmet? Yeah, kind of. I'm looking for something a little bit more heavy duty. That's cloth. No. Yeah, that's not going to be particularly useful. Yeah, none of these are looking particularly good either. My boots are the only thing that are really good. So it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility to get something nice, but no, we are not actually able to. Okay. Sell the clay. Sell this, sell this, sell this. I'm just gonna get rid of all that stuff. Gonna keep some of the food, of course. We want to keep that. And there are no quests or anything like that. But let's actually just take a quick look. Maybe we can go into our first siege. Do you think I should go into this siege? Maybe we should. Let's join the continuing siege. I don't know how this is gonna go. Because, let's face it, the Sturgians are probably going to come at us with an insane amount of troops, and they're probably going to absolutely murder us. But this is the first time we're doing a siege in this series so far. Here we go. Alright, we can actually go in. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Bear in mind, obviously, if I get a headshot, I'm probably going to die. I did actually die in the previous battle, so my HP may not be full. No, it isn't, as you can see. And let's see how this works, because we just have ladders. They didn't build anything else, did they? I think they built a battering ram, but I think that's it. These guys have already made it to the walls, which is absolutely terrible, so it's going to make it very uncomfortable for me right now. maybe not. Okay. Yeah, obviously they can push this off really, really easily in actual fact. Gonna try and see if I can use my thrown weapons. Whoa, that destroyed his shield instantly? How did that happen? I have no idea, but apparently it did. And I missed that one. That was funny. Alright, so yeah, I'm just going to use my shield, and I'm going to try to get onto the battlements. This is going to be the most important thing that I do. There we go. And now I am just going to run away and try to kill the archers. Here we go. Okay, yeah, that is not going to work. That is not going to work. It is much less likely that you're going to be able to do a Rambo style kind of situation on the battlements. Feels to me like it's almost impossible to do that, but maybe that's just me. Because if they're all... Yeah, I was kind of expecting that. Yeah, not really a big deal to me, to be honest, because, you know, the siege turned out to be exactly the same thing as we're used to. So I'm not really... You know, I'm not really disappointed about that at all, but it's nice to know that it's basically the same exact thing that we know from the base game, from what I can tell, at least. Because let's face it, they didn't build anything extra. We weren't in command of the siege. It may be different if we are actually the one in command, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing that when we actually get our very own siege up and running. Oh dear. Alright, so I was actually just recuperating in Epicrotia and just recruiting in and around the villages. I actually picked up a couple of extra noble troops as well. And as you can see, yeah, they've now decided to declare war against us, which is actually kind of funny considering I'm not entirely sure how we're going to fight these guys. Let me actually, you know what? I'm going to do something a little bit cheeky here. We're going to go along the road here, and I'm going to see if I can intercept really, really defenseless, poor, vulnerable vassals that are just on their way to try and assist at the front lines. And this guy, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't know how effective we are at being in people's business and getting in their pants, you know? We are super, super good at that. That's what they don't. That's what they don't want us to spread. You know, we do not want the rumor of us getting in their pants to be spread. Because let's face it, Barney, he knows what's up. He knows what's up, especially when it comes to getting into other guys' pants. And that's exactly what we want. We want that every single time, every single day of the week, because they've got so much cash in their pockets. That is what we want. You know. What did you think? Did you think something else? Did you think something else? Because I was talking about cash. I was talking about cash this entire time, but yeah, anyway. Hopefully we're on the same page, and if we're not, then, well, I don't even know. Anyway, let's try out my new spear, shall we? Let's try out the new spear and see if it's actually any good, or if it sucks, because I think it's probably going to suck, but who knows? Maybe it's actually going to be really, really good, and then I'm going to say, why didn't I upgrade earlier? You know, it's probably going to be one of those situations, maybe. Very much depends. Ooh, that was some big damage actually coming in from that guy. Did I tell everybody to auto-delegate? Yeah, I did tell everyone to do that. Okay, that's fine. Because this guy is not going to be a particularly difficult opponent. Or shouldn't be. 19 damage? Okay. 70? Okay, that's a little bit better. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the bigger length. That's the thing. It doesn't really handle as well as the shorter spear. So that's one of the things that I think we have to be a little bit careful of. But we also have to be very aware that the units that we're now fighting, the troops that we now have to face in combat, they're the ones that are actually in our own army. Because we are basically using the exact same troops. So we now have to be a little bit careful of that, because otherwise we're going to consistently be like, oh yeah, you know, we have an advantage because we are, you know, as you might expect, we are capable of having an advantage over them in terms of spear usage or crossbow usage or horses or whatever. But because it's a mirror match, I don't know whether you know anything about mirror matches in RTS games and things like that. You know, for example, in StarCraft, if you were to play, I don't know, something like Terran versus Terran, then you're going to be literally having some issues with the same kind of builds that people are going to do, and you're going to have to counter them in some way. But that's an RTS. That's completely different from how this works, where it's basically the same exact unit. So you just have to kind of roll with that and try to make the best of it however you can. But as you can see, we're getting some really, really nice experience here, massive amounts of influence as well, and, well, hopefully we're going to continue leveling our troops up, and that's what we want. That is exactly what we want every single day of the week. And we're going to be getting even more cash from their pockets, in their pants, because bear in mind, that's exactly what I was talking about before. Now, autosave is going to come in. It's going to take another 15,000 years. And funnily enough, that guy actually managed to get away, if you can believe it. I was chasing after him, and he managed to get away without me being able to capture him, which is quite funny. I feel like that is a pretty cool... yeah, I think that's actually a pretty cool change, because obviously in the base game, what you have there... Oh. Can I win against this? Yeah, fighting against... fighting in a village is so irritating. Anyway, I wanted to finish my thought. Finishing my thought basically entails the fact that when an enemy lord is able to escape from a battlefield, I'm going to go in here, they spawn a little bit further away from what I've seen, at least. They spawn a little bit further away after the battle is over from where you currently are. So they're not right on top of you, so you can't just immediately, you know, engage them in combat again and then take them prisoner, unless you recover from the disorganized state first. And that's the most important thing. Recovering from that is the most important thing, and then you are going to be able to hopefully catch up to them and take them out. However, if they recover from the disorganized state first, then, well, then good luck, because you're never gonna catch up to these guys, because they all have, you know, super speed after they've lost all their troops. So that's going to be an issue, but it doesn't really matter so much, because what we're going to do is we're going to be attacking these fellows. But I like that change, actually, because it makes it so much more likely that enemies will just be able to get away from you. And I don't really like enemies getting away, don't get me wrong. I don't really like them getting away, because I actually prefer, you know, earning the charm skill points and potential relation and the potential ransoms and all that wonderful stuff. But in a realistic way, I think it actually makes a huge difference, because it actually does make sense. Imagine there is a retreat. Imagine there is a cowardly lord that wants to retreat from the battlefield and does not want to get taken prisoner. Well, what is he going to do? He's going to run away, isn't he? He's going to run away off the battlefield, and he's going to get a bit of a head start on your main force. And that's exactly what's happening on the world map. And I have seen that multiple times now, so I'm assuming that that is indeed a game mechanic surrounding BannerKings, and that makes a huge difference. As I say, that makes a huge difference to the overall realism of the experience, because if you eliminate the Lord in the battle itself, then you're, you know, obviously going to have a pretty easy time of capturing them, because they're basically unconscious or killed. But yeah, I think that's actually a really nice change. And usually that's not something that I'd agree with, because I'm usually someone that likes to be rewarded for the certain battle that I do, but sometimes obviously that's just not going to be the case, because realistically, again, this is all to do with, you know, the realism of the experience. Realistically, that's not going to happen. Realistically, you are going to have some situations where you're just not going to be able to capture a particular lord, but they don't do it in the same way that Warband did it. Because Warband, they had magical powers, which I'm not saying that Warband did it wrong or anything like that. I'm just saying that in general they may have thought about a different implementation, but maybe it wasn't possible back then. Because let's face it, Warband was made in, what was it, 2011? Did it come out in 2011? Something like that. So yeah, more than 10 years ago, easily. And well, these guys, you know, came up with this in the mod, and it makes a huge difference, because, as I say, if you had it be like the Warband thing, where it would just be a random chance for them to get captured, and a random chance for them to escape, and then as soon as they escape, they immediately just disappear from your view? That doesn't make any sense. But in this case, they're on the world map, they're right next to you, and you can see them running away. And I think that actually makes a huge difference. I think that's actually really cool. But yeah, anyway, we're just going to move on now. I'm going to gain a lot of loot, and there we have it. That was actually surprisingly simple. But of course, most of the opponent were indeed peasants, so of course it's going to be pretty simple, isn't it? Okay, this guy's running around with basically no troops. I could potentially catch up to him, maybe. He's got 10 though. Usually 10 enemies are usually capable of running much, much faster than I am. Yeah, it seems like that is indeed the case. Maybe if I could catch up if I got rid of some of my prisoners, but I don't really want to do that. Yeah, the problem is we're super deep in enemy territory right now, and that is a problem. Yeah, I mean, it's not really a problem, as it were, but it is a problem as in we may indeed have an issue, you know, if we actually get ourselves, you know, ambushed by a lot of different vassals, and there are so many different vassals in and around this area. So I'm actually thinking, do you think I can... Okay, wait a minute. Let me see what I can actually do here. I need to go to Lycaron. Don't attack me just yet. Please, please, please. Don't attack me. Okay. So, yeah. We're just going to go to Lycaron real fast. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back here and hopefully we'll be able to attack these guys. What is this? Ransom offer? 258. Sure? I feel... What is that? What is that? 258? That is absolutely terrible. That is the worst ransom offer I have ever seen. But well, sure, why not? I mean, maybe it's more than I would have gotten at the ransom broker. I mean, look, we're going to get 9,000. We're going to get 9,600 right here. And look at my roguery skill. It only increased by 1 point. And it's got a learning rate of 6.5. I don't know why roguery takes so long in this mod. This is super, super strange, because for me personally, I feel like we should at least have 100 by now, but I guess maybe they want it to be a bit slower. Where can I get full helmets from? I'm thinking Vlandia. Probably has full helmets. But you could see here that we are not really finding any right now. We've got some really, really good helmets, don't get me wrong. They've got some great stats. Oh, here we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is what I'm talking about. Oh no, this is what I'm talking about right here. 20,000. I'm buying that straight up. I am buying that straight up. This looks amazing as well. Look at that. Look at him. He is literally well, almost looking pretty godlike right there. But yeah, okay, let me actually look and see if I can find something else. What about this? Plated lion head cloak. That looks pretty cool. I don't know. Is it bad? Feels bad. I don't know. It feels like it might be bad. Okay, yeah, let's just move on. Maybe we can find something better. What do you think? Is there going to be something better? That's the question. This is where an auto-equip mod would definitely come in handy, but I don't have anything like that installed at the moment. Okay, what about this? That's not really going to give me much. It does give me a pretty cool striped cape, though. But I already have a cape. So I'm not sure if I really want to go for that. Sure, why not? Okay, we're going to go on a bit of a spending spree here. This looks terrible. This cape looks actually terrible. Well, whatever. It gives me a little bit more armor, which I suppose is decent. And what about this? This gives me a lot more. Yeah, that gives me a lot more body armor. Sure, okay, fine. It doesn't really go, does it? Nah, it doesn't really go. Gilded lamella van braces, actually. Whoa, okay, hello. We've got some really, really nice gloves here. Oh, yeah, we're looking nice. We are looking real good. Okay, is there actually anything else that I can do? Oh, hello. Gilded lamella plate boots. Wow. All right. That is looking good. That is looking real good, actually. Okay, so wait a second. What I want to do is I just want to sort by value here, because there may actually be something that I've missed, and I just want to see if there is actually a good cloak that I may have missed? Probably not, right? Nah, probably not. No, as you can see, this is the most expensive one, and we already purchased something like that. Okay, so I'm basically just going to sell everything else. Yeah, just going to sell everything else here. Sell that. Spears, anything good? Well, we got this one, but as you can see, the thrust damage factor is lower. The bent jagged spear is still the best. Why is that? That seems like that's wrong. It feels like that's wrong, but whatever the case, it doesn't really matter. We're going to keep it nevertheless. It is still locked. So we don't really need to worry about that too much. Okay, so let's just sell all of this stuff, sell all of that. There we go. Okay, so I'm only going to spend 34,000, which is really not that big a deal. And yeah, that was pretty funny. Okay, so we've got some insane gear on now, and I even have protection, you know, to my face. So we're actually going to be pretty decent now, and we may in fact not die instantly. And so I'm very much looking forward to it. Let's have a look-see here. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have some issues actually finding some noble troops now as well. Yeah, I don't even know whether it's even necessary, because the funny thing is, I have quite a few noble troops, but the overwhelming majority of my forces are indeed peasants, so I'm not sure whether it really matters that much. Do I want to raid a village? I'm actually wondering about raiding a village, if that's going to increase my roguery skill even more, because I'm thinking that maybe what the people working at BannerKings have done is maybe make it so that the primary way that you level up roguery skill generally in the base game, from my perspective at least, is by raiding caravans and by selling prisoners and so on. And it's not really raiding villages as much. I don't really raid villages that much in the base game. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to raid it this time. Okay, so these guys are actually just attacking us. This is going to be pretty simple. Should be pretty simple, at least. And let's see what happens, because obviously, if we can actually achieve an entire full raid on this village, then I will be very, very pleased, first of all. And then second of all, we might actually get some good roguery skill for our trouble, which wouldn't be too bad. Okay, so now one thing we've got to do, and one thing we are now very, very pleased about, is the fact, look at that, face hit, did 7 damage. I would have died instantly otherwise. Yeah. Yeah, my helmet is insanely good. Really, really good. Okay, I am actually really, really happy right now that we were able to find some super nice gear. And again, this just stresses the fact that you need a lot of money, because that was 50,000 or something like that. Obviously, it's not actually that much in the grand scheme of things, because a lot of the other things in this mod are going to be taking so much more money. But to create a character that actually survives battles and things, yeah, you're gonna need some investment, you know? You're gonna definitely need some investment, but I'm pretty happy with how that's gone. Alright, now we can actually just do damage. We can just do damage over and over again. I'm actually hoping we're gonna get to 100 in polearms relatively soon, because at the moment it feels like it's taking an age, but the rebalancing of the leveling system I actually felt was pretty cool, because basically what it does is it's kind of even the entire way through. It's kind of steady, you know, or at least that's the way that it is described. And so I thought, that's great. I like that, because I don't want to be in a situation where I am, you know, starting off and everything's going really, really quickly, and then it starts slowing down dramatically, and then I'm like, oh, I'm at 200 weapon skill, and now I cannot go any further because it's just so slow. Obviously, that's not necessarily always the case. I'm just giving a random, rough example of things. Now, what I'm actually primarily hoping for here is cows. I want cows. I want as many cows as possible. That's the reason why I came to this village, because I don't know whether you noticed, but there is a desire for cows in Lycaron and its marketplace. And so I'm very much hoping that we're going to be able to get that. I'm not seeing any roguery skill level ups. Did I see some roguery skill level ups right here? No, just a steward level up, a lordship level up. Ah, there's a roguery skill level up. Okay. Just one. One roguery skill level up for an entire raid? That's kind of weird. Yeah, that's kind of weird. And we're also reducing our relations with these guys. Okay, wait a minute. What we did to that village. I don't like it. Okay, yeah, I will consider this. My relation increased because I said I will consider this. Yes, okay. So she obviously does not like raiding villages, but what's really funny about this, and the reason why I personally disagree with the whole companion complaint system, is the fact that I have literally killed hundreds upon hundreds of caravan runners and things like that, and they're basically the same kind of people that work in the villages and things. So I don't know, I don't know why she doesn't have a problem with that, but there you go. You know, that's how it goes. Anyway, let's actually just take a quick look here. Okay, so I have this. I'm going to sell all that. Don't need this. Don't need that. There we go. And what else do we get? So yeah, as you can see, cows sell for 375 here, which is just absolutely incredible. Really, really nice, actually. But the primarily amount of stuff that we're going to be getting is not really going to sell for a huge number of things. But I basically just wanted to do that just for the sake of checking for roguery skill. And apparently it's not that good. Whoa, okay, that is certainly not something I want to be dealing with right now. Look at this guy, 646 in his army. Thank you very much, but no thank you. I am not able to defeat that. I might be able to defeat something with about 200, but I'm never going to defeat something with that, even though the 200 that we actually fought was, in fact, having a problem with their AI for some reason. Not entirely sure what was going on there, but yeah, anyway, we're just going to leave these guys. I'm not going to take any caravan guards or anything like that. I don't really see the point in that. Otherwise, we will... I need to find... Oh, wow, that's actually an insanely large army right there. Garrios is on the warpath, very, very much so, and hopefully he's going to be able to catch up relatively easily. Whoa, this guy's got a great army, though. Look at this. Okay, this guy might actually provide us with a pretty big amount of trouble. So that's going to be interesting. Okay, so let's have a look. Right, so this perk, this is... Okay, here's the thing, yeah? This perk is, in my opinion, just terrible. I don't know why this is even a thing, to be honest, because plus 10 starting battle morale when you join an ongoing battle of your allies. Okay, the only time this is going to be actually useful is if your allies are failing and if they are about to lose. That's pretty much it. By the way, why is my morale at 40? Have you noticed? My morale is literally at 40 right now. I don't know why it's at 40, because I assume that might be because I raided the village, but I'm winning battles almost all the time, and usually in the base game, that is all that is needed. But I'm going to assume that in BannerKings, morale is calculated differently, and I'm now wondering whether I need to level up my leadership skill. I think I probably need more leadership skill. That's probably what is going to be required, right? Yeah, I think that's probably going to be required. Now I actually wonder, are these guys going to do something? Or are they going to run into the cliff? Because if they run into the cliff, then I can basically call this a win. But let's see what happens. Because it would be funny if they just go, yeah, you know what, we're just going to stand here. And once again, as you can see, my polearm skill levels up when I block. Weird. Really, really weird. I don't know. Don't know why that would be the case. But, oh well, never mind. Maybe we can do some damage to these archers. There we go. Nice damage with our horse as well. My forces are now charging. My forces are charging in actual fact. Very nice. Good work, sirs. And this should actually be very, very easy for us. Surprisingly so, in actual fact. I think I'm getting a bit more used to the new spear as well, but I'm not entirely sure if I'm convinced that it's actually good. Oh yeah, we've got a lot of skirmishers now as well, by the way. I've actually been leveling up skirmishers a lot more than I have leveled up, you know, standard infantry, primarily because I feel like if I am the commander of the infantry, it would be kind of nice to have a bit more hybridization, because that's going to make a huge difference in our versatility when it comes to dealing with a variety of different enemy types. Because if we're inevitably going to be in a battle with, I don't know, a huge amount of horse archers or something, or I don't know, a lot of heavy infantry or something like that, then thrown weapons are definitely going to be somewhat useful. But maybe not, I don't know. Maybe it's not a good play, but it feels to me like we're actually doing pretty nicely here. I mean, you can see here we've basically lost no one, and that's primarily because the enemy just doesn't seem to know how to use their cavalry at all. Their cavalry do seem to be quite passive until the end, and you can see here, look, there's one of them now. He's literally just running around randomly. Doesn't seem to be doing too much. And they're not actually assaulting our archers either, and I have quite a few archers now as well. So there you go. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Anyway, there we are. Nicely done. Gonna get another 41 influence for that. We're gaining so much cash, so much mercenary reputation as well. And it's actually quite funny because I don't even need the reputation technically. Because that reputation is at maximum. I don't think I can get more. Can I? Can I actually get more? I don't think so, right? I'm gonna take a look after this. I've got my charm skill to 75 now as well, which is actually really, really good. So charm skill, let's have a look. We're gonna go for meaningful favors, I think. Yeah, I think meaningful favors. Meaningful favors. That's usually what I like to pick, but I was kind of wondering whether maybe it was not a good, maybe not a good choice. I'm not entirely sure, but anyway, these guys are obviously going to, oh, they want to fight me? No, I thought they wanted to fight me, but no, they're actually moving over to somewhere else to besiege it. I wonder where. Where were they actually going? Because I don't see where they were targeting, so that's kind of strange. Anyway, 12,000 in cash and only 1 point in roguery. Okay. Kind of weird. Don't know why that's happening, but anyway, that is going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.